Hi everybody, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about what not to do in your clinical placements. So number one, do not follow interns or new graduates. I have made that mistake myself before as well. I know what it's like when you go to a new place and all the senior radiographers look a bit scary and grumpy, whereas the interns and the new graduates are young and friendly. So of course you're more comfortable to approach them for help. However, they are not the best people to teach you how to do radiography or even help you to succeed in the world, because they are still learning and they are still figuring out how this place works as well. Whereas the senior radiographers may have been working for the last 10 to 30 years, so they have the experience and they have the skill, and also because they have been in the industry for that long, they probably have some connection as well. So think about it, if there is a job available, the chief radiographer is more likely gonna ask the senior radiographers for their opinions about which person to hire in the future. So I know it can be a bit daunting, but you do have to get out of your comfort zone, and when there is an x-ray to be done, or if there's any questions, any help you need, go to the senior radiographers first. So number two, use your common sense. Just because the qualified staff can get away doing certain things doesn't mean you as a student can get away doing the same thing. So I'm gonna give you two examples. Number one will be using the mobile phone. So I have the mobile phone with me at all times during work, and to be honest, I don't always use it just for work purpose. But just because you see me using the mobile phone all the time doesn't mean you as a student should do the same thing. Because if you see a student scrolling on their mobile phone all the time instead of focusing on the work or looking for things to learn, it's never a good impression. And the second example is your outfit. Just because the staff are wearing certain outfit doesn't mean you should do the same thing. So a while back, several staff at my work started wearing yoga pants to work, and then some students thought that were acceptable and they also started wearing yoga pants to work. At the end, the manager had to send an email to the whole department just to remind everybody that yoga pants are not suitable for clinical work. Because remember, the people who are working there already got a job there. Sometimes we're trying to, get away with certain things, but you as a student, every placement is like a job interview. Remember to always leave a good impression. Number three, do not over focus on your uni assignment. Back in my day, we used to have this whole hard copy book that we need to fill out during our placements. So what I have seen a lot of time is that the students are so focused on getting their assignments done when they're on placement, they miss out on the opportunities to observe what we really do in the hospital. For example, if I see a very interesting x-ray request and I tell the student, hey, do you want to come do this x-ray with me? And sometimes the student would reject me because they still need to work on the uni assignments. Also, in the old days, we used to have a hard copy book so we can just find a corner and do our work. But nowadays, I believe all of your uni assignments are online, so you need to use a computer. And please, never use a work computer for your uni assignment. The work computers are for us radiographers to use to look up x-ray requests and the patient history. We don't want to have to ask you to move away so that we can use the computer for the real work. Number three, ask the right questions. I know they say that there is no stupid questions, but some questions can get quite annoying.
Talking too much, 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 talking.
For example, I'm working MRI, so if a student or intern come to me and ask me, hey, how does MRI work? I wouldn't even know where to start. There is a whole book that talk about MRI physics, and my postgraduate degree took me like 2 years, and I can still tell you there's still so much I have no idea about MRI. So a generic question like that is not helpful, because if you really want to know how MRI works, you could just Google about it, you could read a book about it. So asking me that question can seem a little bit lazy. Instead, ask questions that you can't find on the internet or from textbook. For example, what kind of patient do you always see in MRI here? Because the patient demographic is different in different hospitals. In my MRI department, we see a lot of oncology patients that you don't see in other places. Or ask me, if a 5-year-old kid couldn't do the MRI scan awake, what is the next step you're gonna take? So that I can show you the flow chart of what we do in this hospital. Maybe we'll do a CT scan or ultrasound scan instead of doing the MRI scan, or maybe we'll do the MRI scan under general anesthetic. But I can explain to you how we rationalize all these options just so that we can find the best imaging plan for this kid. So in the next video, I'm going to talk about what to do in your clinical placement so you can make the best out of it.